think I'll do a draft run. We've got Crucible 20. I've also started myself off with the level 3 variant of all orbs, which I believe is the version I want to use moving forward because I just think that's a fairer representation of it, which means I don't actually need random upgrades, do I? But it is Crucible 20, so it is definitely going to still be pretty hard. Now, the deck I've got is pretty interesting. I've got a Poltergeist, which is, I think, a very good hit in terms of whatever the final rarity is called. I don't actually recall what it's called. Really happy with that. Some of the rest of the stuff, Alleviation, I think it should be interesting. Splat Orb, a classic. I've got a Shuffle Orb, which, you know, it's got good damage. I can't complain too much. The Overflow Orb, I can't pick up orbs right. I remember now. Ugh. Not a big fan of this map. What exactly got the most going on? It's so weird to be able to aim down again. I've been playing quite a few Viridian runs recently where you don't get to aim down. Well, you do, but, you know, it's not really aiming down. Oh my, I almost lost a very important orb just then. Luck was on our side though. We got offered the terrible as an option. It may have been guaranteed though. I feel like it is, but I can't be certain. Just judging off of how I think that event works. Yeah, getting the Eye of Turtle for like Poltergeist and other stuff should be extremely fun. Yeah, and then we also got like a Memorb, which I don't hate Memorb. I just think that, you know, it needed the buffs a lot, and I'm not sure if the buffs were enough. Simple as that, eh? I don't shuffle any extra crits onto the board, but I do. Okay, didn't realize it invents them from nowhere. There's an extra enemy in this fight? Oh, I didn't pay attention. I didn't bother to check. Mostly because it didn't matter, eh? Good stuff. Bang. Another Believiation. That would be an incredibly bad idea, but it is mildly tempting. I do think Believiation's not bad, especially since it already comes level 3. Were there other orbs I would have preferred? Can't take a Ball Lightning, unfortunately. It would usually be absolutely incredible in this class, but not this time, eh? Okay, that was really good. I am slightly off what I would like though, which means I'll just shoot a Poltergeist to get what I want. There we go. Just enough. Alright, so I still have one remove I need. I'd be fine to like never spend any gold on that, I think. I feel like that would be perfectly fine. Let's just bounce in on 1 gold, shall we? Okay, it might be mildly more annoying to do that, so I'll just not. Strange Brew, not bad. Let's see what passives we get here. Oh my. Very decent there. I can't buy orbs, obviously, but we do have a Super Boots as well. Definitely not looking for a bad cheese or improved catalyst. No, those are definitely not what I'm looking for. Let's see what elites we get. It's not a bad fight. I don't know. Not the most interesting. I think Mamorb should actually be pretty damn solid here. It's just a lot of damage. Yeah, not bad. Again. 511. Let's try that. Worth, I think. Nice. Because now we get to do this. I've never done this before, actually. But it seems so fun. Okay. How do we want to line this up? Something like this? Oh my. That was pretty beautiful, wasn't it? That was pretty beautiful. Gotta love that. Well, that's a popping corn. I'm not being granted healing from any of my orbs, so I feel like a popping corn is kind of exactly the kind of thing I want there. Just a stab in the dark. I am allowed to do that because it doesn't remain in my deck. I am tempted to shoot it though. Since I do want a kink, but also I very much want to be using the orbs in my deck. We've got the Poltergeist coming up soon, if need be, which doesn't really look like it's needed, eh? It certainly doesn't. I'll just do a shot like that. Should be pretty cool. Oh, okay, that's actually really cool. 47, you know what? Maybe I was a bit too mean to the memo. In fact, memo plus the downgrading is actually a neat synergy. Something else which is neat synergy with the downgrading is refresh perspective. The downgrading is basically half as effective. Not quite for sliming orbs, but yeah. Also, I don't think I mentioned it, but I'm also starting off with this blood orb, you know, classic Spearman's originality stuff. I'll go for something like this. Oh, look at that shot. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted, I think. Let's try and hit a bomb and fly up. Damn. It could have been nice. I do have overflow here. I'm not sure if shooting this was worth it, but I certainly got a lot of damage onto the boss, didn't I? Not bad, I think. The chances I hit shuffle passive pretty low, but man, if I do that, it could be cool. Could be extremely cool. Let's just grab some lovely damage reduction. This is actually a pretty big deal here. Look at this, 74 health. And then when I reload, I see, I lose slightly less. I said it was a very big deal. I think I lied. It's not really that big of a deal. Okay, perfect. There we go. Now let's make sure to... Oh, damn. Can't really get a good setup here, can I? May have to be something wacky like that, which certainly does work out. Okay, I was a bit rude to Memorb. Here's the thing though, you generally want to be ending the fight faster than Memorb can scale, but the scaling's definitely not that bad. But to be fair, I think that was what I was saying about Memorb previously. It's just like, Memorb, you don't usually want to spend the cash on it, and we didn't have to spend the cash on this run, and it is definitely performing well. Leave Thrust for later. Pretentious amulet on this class. The Macheska shell is tempting. Oh, you know what? It's been ages since I've taken a Macheska shell. It also has some blind synergy with my deck, I guess. There's both synergy and anti-synergy. I'm just going to take care of you. I don't really care. You need to go eventually after all. If not now, when? Not really that valuable of a pick for me, but it'll do. Looked like I left into double store later on, which is interesting. Double store is pretty expensive, but I don't exactly require a move, and honestly that's a big part of why it's so expensive, because a lot of the time you're not really going to need to buy all the passives. I just like doing that. But now that I know it doesn't decrease your passive pool, it's certainly a lot less valuable. Well, it does decrease your passive pool, but I'm just going to keep saying that, aren't I? Doesn't decrease it in the way that I used to think. Duplicate a random orb. Whatever it duplicates, I will be removing. That orb, sure. We'll be leaving my deck immediately, it seems. Perfect. There we go, it's you. Perfect. I am more than thrilled with the price of removal, actually. For this run, I will happily sack a lot of health to remove orbs from my deck. If it grants me gold, then that is a very worthwhile trade. Alright, all I need is one Portal Geist to be able to get good damage rate. Pretty good. Not quite as amazing as I would have hoped though, because I would have loved that tiny little bit of extra damage. Just like that, I guess. Alleviation should definitely be able to finish the deal. 206. Well, that's what Super Boots is for. If not the first time, then how about now? There we go. My healing is just extremely, extremely good. That's why I just simply do not care about health loss for removal. What was it, an elite or a... This might be challenging. It was an elite, not a treasure chest. Okay, sure. Our deck setup definitely pretty atrocious, I'm gonna be honest. Having the extra slimes on the board might be nice though. They're not upgraded yet though, so... Oh, God, the reorganize there really messed with me, huh? I actually really liked where that refresh was. I mean, it looks like I'm putting in good damage, doesn't it? The issue becomes when we get to the reload. How does our damage look at that stage? But, I must admit, it's certainly not bad currently. That works, and I realized that was a very specific shot that I needed to time. Yeah, see what I mean? He didn't get a hit off, so it's perfectly fine. Bombula, because it actually does something. Currently, AoE power is not exactly my strongest suit. I'm pretty damn strong with it, I'd say, but still lacking a bit more power. I'll shoot the memo up afterwards. Just need to get as much damage into this. Okay, that was kind of perfect. I'm taking no damage, and then I can't get a refresh down. I was hopeful, but shuffle orb. Oh, mamma mia. Well, that's unfortunate. That's the thing about shuffle orb. It's nice to think about the fact that, you know, changing positions of the thing is technically going to be helpful, but it just reshuffles it to another potentially worse position, you know, like, it's not exactly helping you, is it? Right, I really needed you to get that so that this overflow orb could actually put in some great work, but it seems that wasn't how that worked out. There we go. The refresh was denying itself for ages, but eventually when I got it, they folded. The power of refilibuster. Duplicate an orb. As tempting as it is, I need the egg gone from my deck. Okay, good to know. No more question marks left, so egg can go. Presumably I don't misnavigate here, but I find that to be very unlikely because that is a very simple shot. Lovely. Lovely. I should never need ambidextrony. Basic blade decoy. Did I just pick up a round guard or not? I remembered I picked up good passives, but apparently no. Basic blade is very decent, so is the removal. I also don't mind the tactical treat. Technically, I really could grab up Assault Totem here if I wished. I think just a solid +1/+1 on my damage is pretty good, especially with multi-ball and refresh perspective flying around. Okay. My refresh do not move, so no need to worry about that. I'll just aim away from them for now. And then I will handle you because I don't want you dealing damage to me. Very simply. Alright, this next shot could be nasty. By could be, I mean, I hope it just tears apart everything in my path. Because it certainly looks like it will, doesn't it? Bam! The power of overflow. Good stuff. No need to shoot the egg yet, but I don't care because I want the egg gone. It was more beneficial for me not to shoot it there, but as I mentioned, I want all impurities gone from my deck. I must have the deck I started with. Which unfortunately, no matter what, will involve a horrible, but well. I'm 10 million % taking Dupot here. Pickback is probably better. Actually, it might not be. But Shuffle Orb gives me, Shuffle Pot gives me direct synergy with Shuffle Orb, so thank you. I am most certainly going to be taking it. It's just a really good pick as well. I also did not pick up your refresh move and I'm not going to be able to find it again. That's fine. I would have liked to find it again, but it's absolutely not necessary. What is it, an extra 2 refreshes per turn? That is a pretty big deal, to be honest. Pretty big deal, but it'll be good. I'm exactly a big fan of the downgrading here, but the damage it deals certainly can't be understated, can it? Very impressive damage there. And they get no turns, perfect. Let's shoot over to the left a bit more. The Refilibuster is certainly picking them apart rather fast, isn't it? Good damage once more. Once more, I'll go for this shot. Ooh, nowhere near as much damage as before, but in case you didn't notice, the boss is only on 700 health, so I really did not need anywhere near as much damage as before. Only most of it. I believe a shot like this will guarantee me the most wealth. I lied. I extremely lied. Safety Pegulation's not bad, gets to keep giving. I actually kind of really like it here. It's very bad synergy with the downgrading, of course. Heavy Hand, though. Gifts that keep giving. Safety Pegulations. I think Heavy Hand's... Dense and Small is like... Sure, let's do it. Dense and Small. Why not? Besides, I did just do a Gifts that keep giving run, so very fine to just switch things up a bit. Excellent damage. Considering the fact that it was halved, you know, I think that's pretty good. Alright, that is a lot of chests. Hopefully we get some interesting passives. I do have Inflation to increase the gold that I'm getting as well, which should be nice. But I don't know how much value I'll be able to get out of it. With navigation being mildly important, it's not that important, honestly. Left is just preferred, I think. As I said, like, they're both good, but I think left is preferred. It's just a tough call. Bang, and then a little bit of Mammal to finish up, which is, to be frank, a lot of damage. Another Shuffle Orb would usually be an amazing choice here. Definitely would. Okay, let's finish this fight up real fast, because I don't like it when this fight drags on. Yeah, that's part of the reason why. It just can get much more nasty than I wanted to, and frankly, we have the power to finish it fast, so I would like to do so. I just took more damage than I wanted, but still perfectly fine, because frankly, I really didn't take that much damage. Now, how is it that you want me to navigate this? That's all I'm wondering, because... Oh, what about... Something like this. Okay, it looks close, but it seems to not be working quite as I would like. Oh my. Something like this, sure. I just wanted to take the shot. At the round guard. It would be much more decent, but we already have the decoy orb, which frankly we don't even get use out of decoy orb most fights. Wow. Really pleased with this selection. Definitely going to buy the removal now, and at this stage... Oh, I can't buy it. Okay. 69 gold out of 70. I should have known. This stage, I don't think there's much point for me to... Yeah, it's simply just good. Just trying to think about all the scenarios, and I should have thought more about which boss I was fighting. I'd say Pincer Maneuver is worse against squares. Depends on my targeting, though. Double Leap might be a bit spooky. Let's just run through the matchups. Blind is incredible. Slenderlin is fine. Pegtar is, I think, scary, and Turned Knight is also fine. You know what? That sounds pretty good. Well, let's see if I was correct, eh? In a perfect world, we get all of the red slimes on the first shot, as well as a whole bunch of damage reduction pegs. Yeah, a bit unfortunate, just because that means we're taking full damage from the rig bombs when we eventually hit them. That was cool. If we eventually hit them, which I presume it's definitely happening, but I guess it's not guaranteed. Only mostly guaranteed. I am definitely trying to not hit them though, in case you haven't noticed. Our healing has just massively improved though, hasn't it? I didn't really register the cookie. It's a very, very big deal and makes it so that any fight that... I shouldn't take Philosopher's Stone at this point. And I'm fighting squares where... The problem is I have 0 passives which benefit me from getting coins, and I don't need any more coins anymore. It's just how it is. That being said, I certainly have a lot of coins to spare, don't I? An absolute metric ton. We very much could have gone to the additional store. What? Short fuse. I can't really think of any more passives that actually would have been that useful. Outside of rare relics, of course, but like common relics, I really can't think of anything. On Spimvent or anything specific? Not really. And when you look at rare relics that I want, I feel like there are more than a few. So just going double elite is just ideal. Yeah, unfortunate. One can dream, but dreaming to defeat a rainbow slime with a scaling build on a Pectar board? Yeah, keep dreaming. As I mentioned, Pectar is definitely the worst matchup for us. I think I was fully correct. That being said, that was a pretty amazing shot. So let's follow it through with another decent shot. I want to split on that, but I can. There we go. God, that was so much worse than I thought it would be. I'm going to reload. I don't have any benefits for reloading. I thought I had at least one that mattered. There we go. It's no shot I don't press the heal button here. Otherwise, I'm effectively... Do I get anything for mass proccing crits? Really? But I will take the lucky penny because that's 2 additional crits on the board to shuffle with, and I have Strange Brew to drastically improve my damage. As well as I'm just hitting more crits overall, so for example when I shoot a shot like this, oh, it didn't do the thing I wanted it to do. Damn it. It was going to be amazing. Let's see how this works out, shall we? Boop, boop. That is very good fun. Very good fun indeed. Now, something like this. Ugh. Oh, wait, no, perfect. That gives me time to collect up more gold because, as you can see, I desperately require more gold this run, right? Oh my, look at that. A solid 530 gold. I mean, we've just successfully collected a lot of the greed passes, which are extremely nice to collect. Bang, bang. Oh, targeted the bat there. I did not realize it would do that. I have a Bombulate, right? I was wondering because I know that I don't have a Bombardon. So then where would the extra bomb coming from? That question answered itself. Alright, 85 health. Honestly, I'm not sure if it's enough. I don't think we have the best matchup into these guys. I do, however, think that it's pretty damn good, and they're probably going to get smoked extremely fast. The main thing I'm just seriously scared of, my ordering is unfortunate, is the inability to hit the Organizer, and thus I don't get just the best orb in my deck by a million miles. Oopsies. I guess I'll shoot now. But I don't really think that's going to happen. I think I'm just going to get my Reorganizer. It's just going to upgrade the entire board massively, give me the stats that I need to win, as well as get a whole bunch of damage and just smash through enemies' health. Which I'd say that that did pretty well. Basically what I was expecting. Pretty solid. No, I would like to target... You're the tankiest? I was not remembering correctly, apparently. Oh my, I missed the shot. The good news is, it simply doesn't matter. Portalgeist is a very good orb, and wow, I lost so much less health there than I expected to. That is another shuffle orb. And this time, it's dense. I think. It looks like it was dense. Anyway, it was a really good draft. The orbs in my deck just worked out extremely well. I eventually found the good slime for both of the sliming orbs, which is very decent. I think they're both good standalone sliming orbs. It's just one of them you probably don't want to spend the cash on that often. Again, Memorb is just an orb where you don't really want to spend the cash on it, but now it actually has really decent damage, and the scaling can definitely be handy in some fights. I think if you're picking it up, I think a big part of the reason why you're probably picking it up is this little line can target any enemy. Just gives you a better matchup into Resistance Knight. Sometimes that's really what you need, especially with Spin Originality, because you also get the Spin Originality benefit on it. But sometimes you really just need to cycle. Poltergeist, absolutely incredible. You know, just no notes. Like this orb was just the backbone of our run, it felt like. And of course, Reorganizer, we managed to hit the synergy piece for it. And there are some relics where, some orbs where when you hit the specific synergy relics for them, man, they're just so strong. Our boss passives were very solid. It's been a while since I've done Machuska Shell. You can definitely notice the downside of the orbs being small, but it worked out extremely well here. Heavy Hand. Again, we noticed the downside, but it worked out extremely well. And yeah, we just had a whole bunch of good refresh passives and good healing.